Hey yo, good morning guys, welcome back to another video. It's your boy T-Brad11. We're starting off something new. I'm gonna be showing you guys the top 10 affordable cars underneath $10,000 for you guys. So you guys can start modding, hooning, drifting. But these are gonna be the top 10 cars that won't break the bank and also cheap to modify. So you can get into the car scene pretty early, you know what I mean, pretty young. I got one of these cars myself. You guys can go check it out, the process. But let's get started on the top 10 cars underneath 10K. Got an additional one for you guys at the end. All right, well, at number 10, we got the Alteza, or well known as the Lexus IS300. The average price on, Facebook Marketplace, some other used car dealerships, I found them at $7,000. You know what I mean? You can get a manual one, good for drifting, weight reduction. You can do a lot of things with those. A lot of cheap parts. A lot of people have them, so you got a lot of support. You go to Reddit, you got a problem with the car. I mean, you got it, man. Get some, some reps on that motherfucker, start drifting it, Coming in at number 9, you got the Miata. You got a lot of options with the Miata. A lot of people own a Miata. The one problem right now is the prices are going up with the Miatas right now, but if you cop them now, you probably sell it later on, make a profit, off the money that you spent. The average price right now, you can find one for like 5K to 10K, around that ballpark, just depending on which one you find. Make sure you find the right one, you don't want to know like, clapped out Miata. Miatas, you can find them with 142 horsepower. Although 142 horsepower doesn't seem too much, for the price, you can get other cars, which is on this list, for the same price with more power. But the Miatas are pretty fun, pretty light. And later on down the road, if you wanted to, you can LS swap that hoe. Nah, I mean. At number 8, gotta throw this one in. This car gets a lot of hate, but cop yourself a Honda Civic. You feel me? Now, I mean, the one that I'm mainly looking at is the 1998 Honda Civic, the classic one. You can get any Honda Civic that you want. The cool thing about the Honda Civics, they're pretty cheap to work on, pretty cheap parts. And the engine bay is so small that you can literally change the spark plugs in like 3 minutes. Probably not, but I mean, around that ballpark, maybe over time you can get that bitch to like 60-second change. Honda Civic is pretty low too. It got 106 horsepower, but you can find these hoes at $1,000 to $4,000. I actually found one with a whole bunch of parts on it near me for $3,000. I'm even thinking about scooping it up during the winter time, get a little wintertime car. So, I mean, it does get a lot of hate, but honestly, me personally, I wouldn't mind driving a Honda Civic. It honestly just depends on the person. Number 5 on this. Hey yo, my bad. That was supposed to be number 7, I ain't gonna lie. That's all on me. Sorry. Subscribe though. Smash that like button. List is I feel like this car is kind of not really known that much. It kind of is known, but it's not really like people really buy them. Is the RX8. I don't really see the RX8s out that much, so I mean, I feel like it's a kind of a rare car if you pull up, know what I mean? You mod it up, know what I mean? So it's gonna be like a little rare car that you have if you mod it up, put a lot of money into it. Average prices though, $7,000 to $10,000. I found a few for like $5 grand, $4 grand, know what I mean? So it's not too bad. You got the rotary, sounds pretty dope. You can rev that motherfucker, pop that motherfucker, tune that motherfucker. You can do anything you really want to the RX8. She running 238 horsepower, but honestly, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, they're pretty fast, I'm not gonna lie, to drive, and they're pretty fun to drive, so I think an RX8 is a pretty good deal. At number 6, I got a weird one here. All right, don't roast me for it. I mean, my friend just scooped one. It's a pretty cool car, pretty cheap, honestly, looking into it, but you can get yourself a little Mini Cooper, know what I mean? You got the NA, and you got the supercharged, and I think some of them have a turbo too, I don't know too much about Mini Coopers, but you can find these hoes at around $3,000 to $5,000. I even found some Mini Cooper S's for like $2,500, I mean, come on, bro. It's a pretty cheap car to work on. My friend and I, we used to drift one, know what I mean? So it's like, come on, clutch kick that hoe around the corner, you might die, but I mean, shit. The cool thing about the Mini Cooper, the NA one has 134 horsepower. If you get a Mini Cooper S, that jump making 184 horsepower. It doesn't seem like that much, but honestly, it's pretty cool, and there's a lot of tunability for that. You can get a plug and play tune for it, and probably make even like 200 to 250, and they're pretty light cars, so yeah, you even got back seats too if you want to do some shit, At number 5, you got the Subaru WRX. I said it slowly because I kept messing up. But you can also get the STI one too for around probably a little bit over 10K. But I mean, we're talking about the WRX today, so Now, I mean, me personally, I was about to get the WRX STI 2004 before I got my 350Z, but They're kind of unreliable. Don't hate me for it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of is what it is. I don't want to be, you know, cruising down the highway and my shit blows up. So that's mainly why I didn't get one, but I'm gonna put it on this list anyway for the WRX because I know a lot of people like Subarus. You can go rally in them. There's just a lot of tunability for a WRX, I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, they be running around 278 horsepower, you know, so I mean, it's pretty worth it. All-wheel drive, you know, you wanna go up in the snow with it, you can go up in the snow with it. You can have some fun, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I drove a few STIs, they were pretty dope. I drove a WRX, it was pretty dope. It was a pretty fun experience. Plus, I mean, you get a little blow-off valve for it. Sounds pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. So, I recommend checking out WRX yourself. All right, at number 4. This one's gonna be easy power for cheap. A cheap little Ford Mustang, and I'm talking maybe in the 2000s area, you know, maybe 2004. I found a 2004 Ford Mustang for around $6,000, and it's making around 300 to 400 horsepower. What? Yeah, nigga. If you ever want to upgrade, you can buy like a brand new Ford Mustang for like $30,000, you know, if you really like it, you know, it's a pretty good upgrade. Compared to like the Zs, you know, you get a Z for like fucking $60,000, and then, I mean, a Ford Mustang still gapping you, you know, you get a little 10 speed, $40,000, you know, you're still getting gaps. So it's like, you know, if you have the love for the Ford Mustang, you know, you can just keep it up, keep upgrading, you know. So I recommend checking out Ford Mustang if you want cheap, reliable power. And I know a lot of people make those into drift cars too, so there's a lot of tunability for that. All right, so at number 3, we're going to be talking about a BMW. All right, I know they're unreliable. I mean, so are Subarus, but it's on the list too. We're gonna be talking about the most unreliable BMW probably out, in my opinion, and that's the 335i. Now, I mean, you can get those for 3,000 to 5,000 to 8,000, depending on what you're looking for. And stock horsepower, you're making around 306 horsepower stock, and you get a little plug and play tune. I mean, you're probably cracking out 400 to 500 horsepower right there. That's where the unreliability comes in, but I mean, who cares? I mean, you got the power for at least a week or two, you know, until it blows up, until you get a new car. I mean, it's still worth it. Just saying, smash that sub button right now, Nick. One of the last 2 cars. Make sure you guys hit that sub button right now. I already know, that shit's still red, bro. What are you doing? At number 2, we're gonna talk about a very cool Japanese car. And I'm not talking about a 350Z. Yeah, it comes with a whopping V8 engine. It was developed to compete with the American cars back in the diesel. Yeah, I'm talking about the LS400. Honestly, it's a car that I personally wanted to get myself, but just couldn't really find one. I mean, I could find one, but I couldn't at the same time, you know. But these go for around $7,000 to cheaper to maybe more expensive, depending on what you're looking for. But it has a V8 engine in it. What? Japanese car with a V8? Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of things you can really do with the LS400. You can see them stanced, you can see them drifting, you can see them do practically anything you really want. And honestly, I feel like it's a very slept on car. A lot of people don't really talk about them. But this is one car that I personally been looking at. I mean, and yeah, man, I recommend checking out a LS400 in your area. See if you can find a good one. They're pretty nice cars. All right, so now number one car, and then we got a bonus. You know what I mean? I got throwing a bonus for y'all, you feel me? But we're gonna talk about my personal favorite car. This whole list is my opinion. It's not like statistically proven. It's just my opinion on the best cars that I like for under $10,000. And this one is my personal favorite. You know what I mean? I got one myself. It's my dream car, 350Z. And or you could say G35 in it too. You know what I mean? I drove a few G35s myself. You know, they're pretty nice cars. But with the engine, you got D, you got the HR. I mean, I know a lot about these motherfuckers. You can make 280 horsepower, you can make 305 horsepower stock, you know, and there's a lot of tunability for them, you know, that you can do a lot. You can turbocharge them, drift them, you know, stance them, you know, whatever you really want. These cars run around 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 10,000. You can get a clapped out 350, you can get a fucking normal 350, you can get a garage cab 350. I mean, there's a whole bunch of 350s out there, you know. The cool thing about if you're in the United States, you have junkyards with multiple 350s because you got people like me buying them and crashing them, you know. You got fucking carbon parts that cost $200 just to stick on your dash, you know. You got fucking Nismo wheels you can throw on that bitch. You can do a lot with these, you know. I'm building my own right now, so y'all can go check that out. Know what I mean? But it's time for the bonus car. This is the type of car that you want to show your parents, like, hey, I'm turning 18, buy this car for me. It's a pretty cheap car. It's on this list, so you might as well buy it. Let me just get your credit card, a little cosign. This thing has a V10 engine pushing 562 horsepower. Running at $253,000. Got the Audi R8, Audi, whatever y'all want to call it. Nah, it's all jokes though. There's a new one coming out though. It looks pretty nice. I recommend y'all go check that out. I'm not even gonna lie. Put a picture up right here. It's pretty clean. I'm not gonna lie. It's like $500,000–$600,000. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. Smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. I'm gonna start doing more top 10 videos and just videos sitting down talking to you guys. Let me know what y'all want to see next, and subscribe. Let's get 1,000 subs tonight, nigga. But yeah, guys, love you guys. Have a good day. If you want, you can watch another video. You don't have to. You can go watch Donut Media. They're better. But nah, I mean, yeah. Let me know what I can do better. Yeah, guys. Love you guys. Here, we got the Subaru We got the Subaru WRX. Fuck. Most unreliable. What? Bro, I put this shit sideways, but it's like, what? I got it on horizontal lock. Dude, it's sideways right now, but it's fucking, what?